hope you guys are having a good weekend. We've been really busy here. We've been working on doing some decluttering and I've been really busy. So I wanted to take a few minutes and tell you what I got at the store today, what I'm doing to prep for my week, and also give you a couple lazy fat bomb recipes. So I wanted to start out and show you, I don't know if I'll be able to show you, this shirt is from 2015. We went to Disney World with the girls marching band, and this shirt is a 2X, and I still have it because I love it. But at the time, this was almost too small. And now, as my daughter put it, it is a tent, and it looks enormous on me. So I wanted to share this non-scale victory with you because January, you know, we are not worrying about that scale. We are looking at the non-scale victories that we have, and this shirt is one of them. I saw someone at the grocery store today, and I hadn't seen her in a while, and she looked at me and she went, and she like looked me up and down, and then she went again, and you know, she didn't ever say, wow, look at you, or you've lost weight or anything like that, but you could almost see it in her eyes, and that really felt good to me. It was like, oh, people are noticing. So that was kind of fun today. One of the things that I got today was I went to Kroger, and you know I love my chicken leg thigh quarters, and I got a bag of them for $3.69, which made that 10-pound bag 36 cents a pound, which is unbelievable. So what I've done today, I'm gonna point you down and I'm gonna show you some of the prepping that I've done. So when I pulled out the bag and I started dealing with the chicken thighs, here's my chicken thighs that I cut, and here are my chicken legs that I cut. And then I pulled this out of the bag, and what it is that they forgot to cut out this center bone right here. So what I did is I salted and seasoned both sides of it, and I baked it in the oven. This is kind of the similar concept as spatchcocked chicken, so we were kind of excited, and this is going to be our dinner tonight. Doesn't it look yummy? So I've got half my dinner done, and I think I'm going to actually roast some broccoli, but we'll see about that. So that was one thing that I did. I also got a good deal on some ground beef. It was a 3-pound package, so I took 2 pounds and I put them in these containers, and then the 3rd pound I cut into quarters, and I used one for lunch, and then the other one, the other 3 I put into a container like that into the refrigerator. These 2 containers are actually going to go into my freezer. I also got a head of iceberg, 2 packages of romaine hearts, and a package of spinach. And what I did is I just chopped them and mixed them all together. So at this time I have 6 containers of salad. These hold 75 grams each, and yep, I did. I weighed them all out so that I could make sure and get enough and make it easier for when I go to track. And I wanted to show you one other thing that I've started doing, because you know every week I'm prepping my salads and celery and cucumbers and all sorts of stuff. And so what I've started doing is I've been taking the leftovers, you know, the hearts and the other pieces that we just don't use, and I'm just shredding them up. Sometimes I will go ahead, if I have the food processor out, and I will just pull some and process them until they're like fine little bits and they're a little liquidy. And what I'm doing is I'm just taking this out into my garden. My front garden is mostly just flowers and bushes, but I can tell that some things aren't growing as well as they used to. So I've started doing this, and instead of using a composter and composting, I'm just taking it out there and spreading it around all of the gardens to help with fertilization, because I know that eventually they will break down, and that will be good. So I try not to waste anything, as you can tell. one thing I wanted to talk about is fat bombs, because I know that when you start keto, one of the hardest things to do, one of the hardest concepts is more fat, less carbs, and how do I get all that fat in? And in the beginning, one of the easiest things to do is to make fat bombs. You can make savory fat bombs, you can make sweet fat bombs. What you want to make sure and do though is when you make these, that they are 1 or less gram of carbs per serving. And the reason is because then it's, you know, if it's like 3 or 4 carbs, then it's more of a snack than it is what its purpose is, which is to up how much fat you're taking in. I seem to have no problem getting in enough fat lately, especially with the cocoa butter that I just chew on. Someone in my Facebook group, Janet, got some cocoa butter, and I had told her, I said, look, it's got a very light cocoa flavor to it, but I'm pretty hardcore. I don't put sweetener with it. I don't do anything like that. And when she got it and she tried it herself, she was like, oh my goodness, you are hardcore, because that doesn't have very much flavor at all. And I said, well, you can just use it in a fat bomb recipe. You know, I've got that fat bomb recipe video, and you can use it for that. So I think that's what she's gonna do, but some days I'm just really lazy and I know I need a little extra fat because I can just feel it, and good fat. And so what I do is I've got a couple of things that I use. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn you back down and I'm going to show you. All right, so the first thing I want to show you is nuts. These are walnuts. These are macadamia nuts. I also have a package of pecans floating around here. These are the nuts that I prefer because they are higher in fat and lower in carbs than others. I have found that although almonds are touted as a really good ingredient, I have found these to have better macros. So for walnuts, 1 ounce, which is about a 1/4 cup, is 180 calories, 18 grams of fat, 4 grams of carbs, 2 grams of fiber, and 4 grams of protein. So 18 grams of fat and 4 grams of protein, and 2 to 4 carbs, depending on if you do total or net, which isn't bad. I mean, for a snack and to get extra fat, that's a great way to do it. Macadamia nuts are actually even better. Macadamia nuts, a 1/4 cup is 220 calories, 23 grams of fat, 4 grams of carbs, but 3 grams of fiber, and 2 grams of protein. So this is really, really high in good fat. So this is another one that you would want to use. I'm actually, I think, allergic to the macadamia nuts, so I don't use it often. I give this to my husband. And so I'm not a big walnut fan. I prefer pecans, but walnuts aren't bad. I can eat walnuts, so I'll go ahead and make this recipe for you guys. So this recipe is super simple, super quick, and I just want to show it to you. The first thing we're going to start out with is butter. Butter is pure fat and it's really good for you, so we're going to go ahead and make a really quick snack. Again, this is not more of a fat bomb because it does have the 4 carbs in it, but we're going to make a snack out of it. What I've done is I've taken 1 tablespoon of butter, and I'm going to take 1/4 cup of walnuts. Again, you can use pecans, you can use macadamia nuts, but we're just going to use the walnuts this time. And I just put that in there. And then, because I find these in the baking section, and these are raw, so they've not been cooked, they've not had salt added, they've not had oil added, these are just pure walnuts, okay? So, also to help my salt intake, I will add salt to it. And if you do salted butter, you won't need as much salt, but because I don't do salted butter, I do unsalted, I will add a little extra. And then all you have to do is just mix it all together. And it takes a little patience to mix it all in. And I'll tell you, the first time I made this, I actually used sunflower seeds. So you can also use sunflower seeds. They are a little more carby. They have 6 grams of carb per serving. But, and this is also really, walnuts and pecans, these are really nice to add to salads too. If you have a salad, I added a serving of pecans to my salad today, and my lunch was still only 7 grams of carbs and 5 grams of fiber. So I felt pretty good about that. And there you go. That's all you do. Now, if you want, you can add sweeteners to this, and you can just do stevia, or I have some other flavored things. I think that the one that would probably be the best is one that we got today. It is Sweet Leaf brand, Sweet Drops, and as you can see, it's in the flavor chocolate. Now this bottle was $13.99 at Kroger, which is really, really pricey. But you only need to do a few drops to get a lot of really good flavor. So this will last you a long time. Again, it's expensive, but it's worth it. Other flavors that we have this Better Stevia, and that is the French vanilla flavor. We love Sweet Leaf, so we've got these Sweet Leaf drops too. These are coconut flavor, so if you're making a chocolate fat bomb, you could use these as a sweetener, and you could have like a coconut chocolate fat bomb. And then the last one, we just got this week. This is Great Value brand, and it's just liquid stevia. It does have erythritol in it, but other than that, it's not too bad. I think I like the Kroger brand liquid stevia better, but we were at Walmart, and so we just picked it up because he was running short. So here's our first fat way to get extra fat in your diet really quickly. And again, I just eat it with a spoon, okay? And then the next thing I'm gonna make is, I like to call it frosting because, you know, there's just times in the month that we need a little chocolate frosting. And I don't do this often. Again, I've gotten really efficient at getting enough fat in my food that I really don't need to do this, but you know, there's just some times when you have to. So this is Hershey's Special Dark Cocoa, and I like the Special Dark because it does seem to give a better flavor. And the Special Dark, 1 tablespoon is 3 grams of carbs, 1 gram of fiber, half a gram of fat, and less than a gram of protein. So really, this is going to be 3 grams per tablespoon. 1 tablespoon is 3 teaspoons. You are not going to need a full tablespoon for this. I use a teaspoon, and that makes this 1 carb. Okay, and all you do is you do that, and you mix it together. Now you always have to make sure that your butter is nice and softened, but as you can see, it starts to get a really frosting consistency to it. Now, again, I am hardcore. I haven't had sweetener in well over a year. I haven't had really anything sweet in well over a year. So I eat it like this. I like dark chocolate, and if you like dark chocolate, you will like this. Because I'm not gonna eat this because I don't need it. I had a really good lunch and I am still not hungry. But because we were able to get this today, I am gonna add a little bit of sweetener to it. And literally I'm going to add 1, 2, 3 drops of the chocolate sweetener to it. And there you go. And as you can see, it's not a lot, it's just enough, but it's just like, it's just frosting, you know, and sometimes I miss not being able to eat frosting out of the container. And so this is one of my guilty pleasures that I just adore. I don't eat it often, like I said. It's a special treat every now and again, but it's, you know, it's not bad. You like my glasses? Anyway, so that's what I've got for you today. This week we're also going to do a whole chicken in the oven for dinner tomorrow night. The next night I'm going to put a whole pork shoulder roast in the crock pot, and I will probably actually start it tomorrow night. After dinner, I'll put it in the crock pot and I will let it cook all day on Tuesday, and then Tuesday night I'll pull it out and I'll shred it, and they'll have pulled pork for putting on top of their salad, for mixing with the sugar-free barbecue sauce, and putting it over pork rinds, or, you know, whatever you want to do with it. Knowing how big it is and how little they're going to eat, we will absolutely be throwing some in the freezer. And so yeah, I've got legs and thighs and all sorts of stuff, so it's gonna be a fun week, and I hope you guys enjoyed these 2 quick recipes. Like I said, they're my guilty pleasures that I have every now and again when I need a little extra fat. And so hope you guys have a good night and a good week, and don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button so that when I have a new video you guys can watch it, and I hope you have a great day.